Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, hello. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. This is going to be a group healing where I heal 120 people in 9 different countries. And you can watch, anyone is welcome to watch and heal themselves, as you can heal yourself as you watch. Because once I get going with the healing, I will talk out loud and explain what I'm doing as I do it so that you could use it as a walkthrough. So, of course, some of the 120 people watch live, but also anybody can watch live. Like all the people that watch me on YouTube and maybe just didn't get a chance to purchase this particular healing, or for some reason financially that's not what they could do. You are all welcome to watch and heal yourself as we go. The 120 people, I usually really like giving a country count, but I didn't copy it down on my paper, so I would have to look it up on the laptop, and that could mess with the live stream, so I don't want to risk that. So I'll try to have the geeky stats ready for the Tuesday healing. This is a set of 2 healings. So this is the first healing, and the second healing is in 2 days on Tuesday. So today's October 17th, and in 2 days on Tuesday it'll be October 19th. And those are the 2 healings of this twin set of healings that we're doing. The theme is communication. And it's funny because I think on the surface of it, it seems kind of dry, like communication. Okay, heal my communication. That seems good, you know. But the more you think about it, there's so many dimensions to it, and it's a very, very rich topic that we could work, and a really good way to fuel, personal growth. So I'm very excited. So looking forward to my little comments. I can see and hear you. Oh, good. We can see and hear you. Hello. So excited for my son to get his first healing, and for myself, of course. Yes, yes, yes. Yep. Yeah, that is cool. Greetings. Hello, 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 everybody. Good to see everybody. So I'm going to overview what we're doing in this healing, also a little bit about the theme of communication and what can be done from a healing perspective with that. And then we'll have our 2 minutes of quiet time before the healing starts, and then we'll start the healing. And of course, with the healing, there will be lots of like grounding, unblocking, aura repair, chakra repair, in addition to theme-specific work to help with communications. So it will help with general presence and flow, and a lot of things other than communication as well, since we'll be helping you to fit better into as many chakras as possible. So yay. Someone says, hi, here to receive the knowledge and experience for health. I have a question, please. Oh, thank you for reminding me. I have a separate Q&A live stream that I'll be doing in about 2 hours and 8 minutes, if it starts on time. Give or take. There'll be a separate Q&A live stream, and the theme of that will be communication, but it won't be a set theme this time. It'll be a suggested theme. So if your one question that you want to post is about some other energy issue, that's okay too. So I'm assuming probably about half the questions will be about communications issues. So that'll be the Q&A live stream that's later today. It is a cloudy day in Olympia, Washington, very cloudy. We usually have rainy days. We have like 3 seasons of rainy days. But a lot of times it's bright. It's kind of bright and then just like sprinkling rain or something. But this is a darker day, so the lighting in the back is a little odd. I may need to buy a cloudy day extra light for my lighting setup. But anyway, okay. I have a question. Yeah, so I don't know. I might get to it at the end, but we'll see. I had an experience a couple days ago. Blah, blah, blah. Just feel empty. I mean, I think the thing is, you know, try, if you can, follow along and work your grounding, work your aura repair for sure. Because when you have big rips in your aura and you do have some of your upper chakras damaged, it's like a car with really bad alignment, and so it's really hard to steer your car, you know, towards happiness and stability. And so sometimes you're driving on a nice road and sometimes you're not, and you don't have that much control of it. If you have giant holes in your aura and some of your chakras are, you know, cracked and missing pieces. So that's why the first part of this and all the group healings is basic fundamentals of safety, presence, grounding, flow, repairing. So that's what you need. Your fourth chakra has a lot of damage, but all the upper chakras do. So part of that emptiness is all the damage to your fourth chakra. So we will be doing chakra repair in this healing. So you're not one of the 120 people I'm healing, but like I said, you're welcome to watch and heal yourself as we go. Someone says, hello, dear Janet. Thank you so much. Someone says, looking forward to clearing what I tell myself subconsciously. Thank you, Janet. Yes, which is a great lead in to my discussion of communication and how communication is on many levels, conscious and subconscious. So it should be interesting and fun to work. Hi from cloudy Ottawa, Canada, rocking it out. Yeah, people. I will be healing people in 9 different countries, but I didn't list. It's probably like US, Canada, UK, Luxembourg, Spain, South Korea, Australia. That might be everybody. All the countries. Including, I think, 11 kids from ages 1 to 16. So let's see. Got more emojis. Thank you so much. Thanks. Much love and hugs. Very grateful. Well, that's sweet. Okay, so now we'll do the little discussion part of the theme. So with communication, you know, the main chakra that one might associate with communication is the throat chakra, chakra number 5 in the throat. And so energy flows in the front of the throat chakra, spins around and flows out the back. The main chakra shape, period, everywhere is an open cylinder. So cylinder shape, round opening, round opening. So in this case of the 5th chakra, round opening is in the front, round opening in the back. Also 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 are aligned the same way, are oriented the same way. And then 7th is oriented this way, but much smaller. So energy goes in the bottom and spins around and flows out the top. But anyway, so 5th chakra is communication, but all aspects. So like communication with self, meaning your own inner thoughts, nonverbal communication, which is called telepathy. For example, hearing your angels, which could also be called clairaudience. That's telepathy, which is the 5th chakra. Hearing your dogs and your cats and what they're saying to you in all its profoundness is also telepathy, 5th chakra. Peace of mind is also 5th chakra because it relates to your own thoughts and just to be able to have silence so that you can hear yourself think and finish your own thoughts without constant distraction and, you know, cacophony. That's a good word, right? Cacophony meaning like just a whole bunch of chaotic sounds disturbing your peace. We don't want that, right? So the more you clear your 5th chakra and your 5th layer of your aura, then you get a lot more peace of mind and you can hear yourself think, and therefore you can be more precise in your communications with others as well. Which is also 5th chakra, communication with others. So nonverbal communication with others, and also just, you know, speaking out loud or typing an email or texting somebody. That's all 5th chakra. But a lot goes into what you're communicating. Like you can communicate through visual, you know, expression. Like the fact that I chose this hoodie over a different hoodie, that's a form of communication. And so there are, and there's a lot of energy that goes into the communication more than just choice of words. There was a turtle exercise that was done in a different set of group healings that spoke a little bit to that, of like, what are you communicating? Are you accidentally communicating like a go away message when, you know, you don't want to say go away to nice people, but you may be just sort of self-isolating in a sort of a blanket way, because of subconscious blocked energy that you're showing to people. So a couple things. So now this is the overview part. So for the overview of what we're doing today, we're going to be working on mental stability. So mental stability, I think, unfortunately, people just think of it in the extreme case of lack of stability, meaning like extreme situations of mental delusion. But there's a whole sort of spectrum of mental stability. Like, we all need more and more mental stability. You can have, you know, old stresses that are affecting your mental stability, your ability to just have a clear and healthy mind that can handle, you know, unpredictability, can handle stresses. And you're less likely to be overwhelmed. That's mental stability. So we're going to work that today in a, I think, a pretty interesting way. I mean, effective. It doesn't matter so much that it's interesting. It matters that it works. So, but it looks like it will. So that should be cool. So I think I might call it the gold disc exercise, but I'm not sure. DISC, gold disc. It works mental stability. So we're doing that today. Another thing we're doing, I call it pain sandwiches, or yeah, that's usually what I call it. Like, you know, I'm a healer, right? So people will communicate with me about their problems, and that's fine. That's part of the deal, right? But there are different ways to communicate about your problems, and you can actually hand copies of your pain to the person that you're communicating with, and that makes it very hard for that person to process what you're saying, because you just dumped on them a whole bunch of pain. And so chances are now they kind of popped out and they're all blocked up and they just want to run away from you. So I don't, you know, get that blocked up if I get dumped on, but it does distract me, because then I need to clear the energy rather than just listening to the person. You know, if they weren't dumping, I could just listen and use my intuition like in the moment and be like, aha, that's what's wrong. You know, but a lot of times people kind of serve up a pain sandwich with what they're saying. So they're like, hi, here's my pain, have a pain sandwich. So it's just a silly expression the way I've thought about it. So we're going to clear pain sandwiches. Like, we're going to clear what you're accidentally handing to people as you try to communicate about various things. And I think that could help anybody. Like, I think that people don't realize, obviously, most of it's subconscious, you know, but if someone asks you about your day, are you serving them a pain sandwich? You know, if someone asks you, what are you working on, or what do you do for a living, are you serving them a pain sandwich? You know, when you ask, when you say, you know, how was your day? Or when you say, you know, all the different things that you say in the day, what gets triggered that you might also serve up with your communication that would affect essentially your relationship with the person you're talking to. You know, it affects them, it affects how well they hear you, how they react to what you're saying. So there's that. Another thing we're going to do is Unblocking Intuition, which is chakras 5 and 7. So communication is 5th chakra, 5th layer. Intuition is 7th and 5th. So that's 7th and 5th aura layers, and 7th, 5th, and 7th chakras. So we're going to unblock that. Also, hopefully we have time to do all this today. If not, some of it will get pushed onto Tuesday. But clearing fear. The last healing that we did, which was a different set of healings, that one was on productivity. And the third healing in that set, which we did on October 5th, Tuesday, October 5th, was all about clearing fear. And we cleared all sorts of different fears. And I did look at all the surveys on that one. Thank you very much for filling out surveys, the people that got that healing and filled out surveys afterwards. The results were pretty strong for people in a good way. So I'm going to try to fit in some clearing fear today too, because I think fear, just like it gets in the way of productivity sometimes, well, apparently a lot. I didn't realize that. Fear can get in the way of your communication with others, and also your ability in how you process other people's communication to you. So hopefully we're going to have time to, in this healing, to clear fear of change, fear of losing control, and fear of abandonment. Because I think those are one specific fears that I picked out. I mean, fear of change, you can always clear fear of change. That's going to help with everything. But fear of losing control and fear of abandonment, I think those are two that might most get in the way of communication with others. So, so cool stuff. And again, a lot of this stuff is subconscious. So you may not consider yourself a person that has any issues with fear at all, but this stuff actually could give you noticeable results, which is interesting. But that's just the way the subconscious works. So that's the plan for today. So now let's do a little bit of quiet time for 2 minutes as I finish prepping. Oh, and I should say Archangels Ariel and Jophiel have helped me in preparing for this healing set. They usually help me more in the twin set healings because there are 2 healings rather than 3 healings. So I have to make them count more. My energy has to be a little more precise in them for them to have equal value to as the triplet sets. So Ariel and Jophiel have been helping me, and they'll probably coach me during the healing here and there. But it may not be really obvious. They may not do any monologue that I'll say, oh, Ariel says blah, blah, blah. But they are still helping me. Just in case, geeky fun fact. Not that you, I guess, really need to know that, but maybe of interest. Okay, cool. So I'm going to finally be quiet for 2 minutes as I finish my prep. Say hello telepathically, non-verbally to the 120 people. Make sure they are realizing that the healing is about to start so they can make the most of it. And then I'll start the healing during that quiet time. You'll see me move my hands like up here. I've started the healing. And then after the roughly 2 minutes, I'll start talking out loud and walking people through what I'm doing. So thank you for your patience. You can enjoy a healthy beverage or journal or breathe or clean your house while you wait. Okay, thank you so much for waiting. So when you heal yourself, you can have a copy out in front of you of what you're healing. So you just imagine a copy. You don't have to be able to see energy yet. Usually as people get more and more and more present, they're able to see their own energy a little bit better or imagine their energy a little bit better. But at first you just wing it. Make a copy out in front of you of your aura, your grounding, your body's inside your aura. You have 2 regular auras, astral and physical body auras, and then you have 15 extra auras, which help with energy safety, boundaries, stuff like that. So we'll be repairing all of them. But anyway, let's do grounding first. So just imagine you're grounding nice and wide as your whole aura. And make it red or orange or yellow, and make it go all the way down to the core of the earth. And so then you make a copy out in front of you of your grounding, and you're using your hands to comb through it. And the reason you do that is because your hands can generate a lot of energy, which helps you to unblock and heal and repair. So you have big hand chakras in the palm of each hand, and then fingertip chakras in the front of each finger, the fingertip. So you set with your intention these chakras to be the vibration of the color gold, metallic gold, like this glitter, if you need to see it to help imagine gold color. But just set your hand chakras and your fingertip chakras to gold, and that way they generate gold light. And you're washing out your grounding with the gold light. And find the blockages and surround the blockages in lots of gold light, and let the blockages melt away. And a lot of times with healing, the more you let go, the more things clear faster. You may not realize that you're holding on to pain. I read somebody's survey the other day, and they said, I've been feeling a lot of anxiety. And when I looked at it, anxiety is just energy, blocked energy in certain places where you're supposed to have a sense of courage and safety, but instead it's blocked. So then you feel fear and anxiety instead. So what was she doing with those blockages? She was like holding her breath, like clutching onto them subconsciously, accidentally. So what you're doing when you heal yourself is you're finding different areas of blockage, and you're coaching yourself into breathing and letting go of that blocked energy and melting it away, versus like clutching and accidentally gripping onto the blocked energy. And that clutching and gripping on is called resistance. And the letting go and being a flow instead is non-resistance, right? So you just comb through your grounding, a copy of it out in front of you, and you think about non-resistance. Just relax. Just talk to these subconscious parts of you that are gripping onto blocked energy. You say, hey, it's okay, I can let go. It's time to let go. It's all right, I am safe. Usually that's a nice one to sort of neutralize fear. You say, I am safe. I can let go. So that's grounding, and also grounding, unblocking, right? So then indie grounding is also grounding related, but it's looking at the outer surface, going all the way down to the core of the earth, the outer surface of your grounding. You don't want any branch off parts going to other people, and that can happen. So just use gold light and trace down that outer surface and melt away with the gold light, gold fire, gold water, whichever image works for you. But just melt away all the branch off parts going to other people. You can even say, hey, go check your grounding, go take a deep breath, it'll help you have a better day. Ask your angels for help with grounding. You're saying that with your mind, you don't have to say it out loud. The only reason I'm saying it out loud is because I'm making a live stream. But it's nice to say sort of calming, helpful suggestions like that rather than get away from my grounding, go away, because those things will just trigger somebody more, make them more imbalanced and therefore more invasive. You want to solve the problem, not make it worse, right? So just say, hey, go talk to your angels. Your angels can help and guide and protect you today. Go say hi to your angels. So again, indie grounding. You just keep checking that outer surface and melt away any branch off parts. Indie, of course, stands for independent. And it helps you to have boundaries with other people. So even if you have little kids, you do not, I would suggest that you don't want to connect at the grounding. They should have their own grounding. Just like they're a little tree, you're a big tree. They have their own roots, you have your own roots. Otherwise, you can drive each other nuts. You don't want that. So that's indie grounding, okay? Very simple, but very good. My favorite techniques are simple and good. All right. We're going to do aura repair, but right before it, there is something that I like to do. I don't often do it maybe in group healings these days, but I do it personally when I'm working my own space. I don't quite know. I've said it before, but I don't know what I've called it before, so forgive me. But it's like your energy field, your aura, it's basically a ball. Like maybe you have gashes in it or whatever, right? But there's you, right? So you can imagine a blob for you of your energy, right? And then you can look at, invasive beings or invasive people or whatever outside of your energy field, kind of throwing energy at you, and get rid of as many of those as possible just to sort of take the heat off of you, so that your meditations are easier and, you don't feel so distracted as you're trying to work. Why do invasive beings throw energy? We could go down 80 rabbit holes about that, but whatever, let's not. So you just imagine a blob for you, and then just outside of that, any sort of little beings trying to interfere. And of course, you're a mighty and strong and powerful and eternal being, so no need to be afraid. It's just, taking out the trash kind of idea. So here you are, the blob for you, and then just imagine any, people or beings just trying to interfere with your energy, and just say, angels, can you recycle all these invasive beings? And then just give your angels a second to do that. And then you can also look, the invasive people that are throwing energy at you. And, so you have the blob for you, and then people outside of your energy field throwing energy or doing whatever they're trying to do, cord you or whatever. And you can just talk to all of them at once and just say, hey, go talk to your angels. Hey, go check your body, go take a deep breath. It's going to help you have a better day. And you can also run gold light through that, just assortment of people that you see kind of close to your energy field trying to interfere with your energy. Just gold light is healing, and that's fine. And it's not really like a group healing that you're doing. You're just like sending this gold tidal wave sort of thing immediately around the outside of your aura, just to wash away cords from people. And if somebody's like really up close, like trying to whack you, it just sort of helps them to be centered and go away. You just say, hey, go talk to your angels. Hey, go talk to your angels. Go ask your angels for help. Your angels can help and guide you today. Okay, so again, imagine the blob for you. And just look at, okay, well, how am I, sort of catching heat? What's being thrown at me and from where? And sometimes there is extra coming from down directly from above. So then you can just imagine, you know, those invasive beings and just say, angels, can you recycle all these invasive beings? And then just give your angels a little bit of time to do that. It doesn't take that long. It'd be like 20 seconds. And you may have some, you know, sort of persistent people like right up in the upper part throwing down energy that are still doing it. So just say, hey, go talk to your angels. Go talk to your angels. Ask your angels for help. Ask your angels what they think about you throwing energy like this. What do your angels say? That way you're not getting into some fight with these people. You're not saying, well, what you're doing is bad. You know, you're saying, well, ask your angels, because they're going to believe they're angels. They're not going to necessarily believe you. If they're already throwing energy at you, they might think you're going to lie to them or something, you know? So you say, ask your angels what if this is a good idea or not. Because of course the angels will be like, what? Stop doing that. It's bad for your karma. All right, so I mean, how I would think of it personally, I don't know that it's a good technique name, but I call it take off the heat. Take the heat off of you. Take the heat off of you, maybe. Just, you know, that sort of barrage of energy coming at you. And we did that, get rid of the beings and the people. In different ways, of course. We ask the angels to recycle the beings, and the people, we just encourage them to work with their angels. And that's clean karma. We didn't mess with them or harm them in any way. We didn't harm their free will even. Okay, so now let's do some aura repair. So first we'll do the 2 regular auras, and then we'll do the 15 extra weight chi auras, which help with strong energy boundaries. So for your 2 regular auras, one is generated by your 7 physical body chakras along your spine. That's your physical body aura. And one is your astral body aura, generated by the 7 major chakras of your astral body along your astral body spine. Your astral body is you. It's the part of you that comes into your body when you wake up and leaves your body when you go to sleep. That's your astral body. That's you. It's a part of you as an eternal spirit. You're not your physical body. You are your astral body, technically. But your physical body is so important to your perception, experiences, learning, everything in life. So it's very important. So we heal both all the time. All right, so just imagine your 2 regular auras out in front of you, physical and astral body, and start to just imagine all the rips and tears that you may have. You may have none if you take care of your aura regularly, but if you've never repaired your aura before, you could have really massive aura damage. Like you could be missing most of the back of your aura or something, or most of the top of your aura. So we're gonna do a composite copy of the rips. So we're just going to imagine one rip that represents all the rips in your 2 regular auras. So you imagine one rip that maybe looks like a valley, and you're going to clean out that rip with sticky gold wax and then repair it. And we're going to alternate doing that again and again. Clean it out, repair it, clean it out, repair it. Just because you can get a lot of junk buildup in the ripped parts, and that blocks the gold light from making full contact and fully repairing it. So you imagine your composite copy of your rips in your 2 regular auras, and then you use sticky gold wax. And just sticky gold wax is just gold healing energy that sticks to all the junk that's not you. And then you pull out the wax and the junk at the same time. Hand it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And then just get in there as deep as you can with the gold light into this composite copy rip, your 2 regular auras, and just let it start to grow back. And let's do another sticky gold wax. in the rip. So sticky gold wax through the whole thing as deep as you can get it. And just pull out the wax and all the junk that's not you at the same time. Angels, here you go. And then more gold light just to repair it even more. And towards the end of your repair process, you may have a scarring, which is at the edges where there used to be a big rip. Then there could be like a bumpy, hard part that's still there at the edge. And hardness like that makes your aura weaker, not stronger. So want to melt that away, melt away the scarring, so that then you have like a strength that is very flowing and flexible. So, Abel, it's okay. There you go, good boy. Good boy, Abel, it's okay. All right, so you imagine the aura, any aura scarring in your two regular auras, which would be around the edge of either your astral body aura or your physical body aura. And you imagine like a big lump of scarring all in the same place, a composite of your aura scarring in your regular auras. And then just surround it in gold light and take your time and melt that aura scarring. Abel, baby, it's okay. It's all right. So what are we doing? We're melting away aura scarring in your regular auras by using a composite copy, imagining it all in one place and melting it away. Okay, so let's do sticky gold wax 2. For your regular auras. So just sticky gold wax, especially on the outer surface of those two regular auras, because you may have hard objects kind of stuck in there that got thrown at you. So sticky gold wax around the outer surface of those two regular auras, and also inside everywhere too. And have the sticky gold wax stick to anything that's not you that you're ready to get rid of. So energy blocks, hard objects, invasive beings, invasive people. Just have it all stick to the sticky gold wax. Have it go through all your body systems of your physical body, your astral body, and your grounding, and around the outer surface of your grounding too. Sticky gold wax and inside your grounding. Okay, so then we're just going to move the wax to the side with all that junk, and that's how we're going to remove it. We're going to hand it to the angels, right? So move the wax and the junk to the side. Angels, here you go. Right, so you still have your copy of your aura and your regular auras, your bodies, astral body, physical body, and your two groundings. So let's sticky gold wax again. Sticky gold wax around the outer surface and the inner area of both auras, and all around your physical body and astral body, and inside and in your groundings, and around the outer surface of your groundings. And we're going to move the wax and all the junk to the side. And give it to the angels. Angels, here you go. So just breathe for a second, wiggle your toes, feel how that feels. Be aware of your leg muscles, move around just a touch. All right, so we're gonna just do a little extra healing of the repair of the outer surface, just because if you had hard objects that now you just removed, you probably have a little puncture hole right there. So just extra gold light around the outer surface of both your regular auras and the outer surface of your grounding, just so you can do extra repair. Okay, so that gives you an energy seal, where now it's all repaired up and it's very flexible and strong. So it's like surface tension it just gives a little extra strength. So those are your 2 regular auras we were just working. So we'll do the exact same process with your 15 Wei Qi auras now. Wei Qi is a Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine concept. I didn't make it up. But the fact that you have 15 auras, you as a spirit, that generate this Wei Qi energy, that is something the angels taught me. So that's not something strictly as like, you know, that's not something that your acupuncturist would be like, oh, of course, your Wei Qi auras, you know. But Wei Qi energy, my acupuncturist says everyone should know about that. All acupuncturists, she says they teach it in school and yada yada, but whatever. So we're going to be repairing right now your 15 Wei Qi auras. I'm just typing that out for the spelling of Wei Qi, how I spell Wei Qi. Okay, so same process. You just imagine your 15 Wei Qi auras out in front of you, and let's use a composite copy of any rips that are healthy and gentle to repair in your 15 Wei Qi auras. So you imagine it as one rip that represents all the rips that are healthy and gentle to repair in your 15 Wei Qi auras. And same way, just sticky gold wax inside the rip to stick to all the junk, and move the junk and the wax to the side. Angels, here you go. And use gold light, get it in as deep as possible to start repairing. And let's do sticky gold wax again. Sticky gold wax in the rips, in your composite copy rip, to stick to all the junk that's not you, and then remove the wax and the junk together. Angels, here you go. And then keep repairing. And again, this is a composite copy of the rips in your Wei Qi auras that are healthy and gentle to repair right now. So how often would you do Wei Qi aura repair? You could do it every day. I mean, just like your regular aura repair, you can do every day if you need it. If you don't need it, you just check and be like, oh no, I don't need aura repair of my Wei Qi, of my regular auras. But there's probably always some unblocking and just overall work you could do on any of your auras every day, and it would help. But also, you know, you can get damage. You know, people can throw energy at you for various reasons, subconsciously. All right, so then the aura scarring, as a, you know, once the rip is fully repaired, there could still be hard bumpiness, and so just imagine all the scarring in your Wei Qi auras that is good to get rid of right now, and melt it away with gold light. And again, just try to relax, don't hang on to the stuck stuff, just think about letting go. It's okay to let go. All right, so that was getting rid of aura scarring in your Wei Qi auras. So now let's do sticky gold wax, but rather than have it be just for your 15 Wei Qi auras, we can do it for everything. You know, again, the 2 auras, the 2 regular auras in your physical body and your astral body as well. So sticky gold wax around the outer surface, especially of your 15 Wei Qi auras, but then also your 2 regular auras, sticky gold wax, and then inside of your 15 Wei Qi auras and the regular 2 auras, gold wax. So you can have hard objects, you can have energy blocks, invasive beings, so invasive people. So just let the wax stick to all that. Also in your grounding, both astral body and physical body grounding, sticky gold wax. And move the wax and the junk to the side. Angels, here you go. Okay, one more time. This sea gold wax for your everything, all your 17 auras. So sea gold wax around the outer surface and all inside your auras. And your physical body and your astral body and your groundings. And just move the wax and the junk to the side. And give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Okay, and then just a little extra repair around the outer surface of those 15 Wei Qi auras in case you have any little puncture holes. All right, so that gives you an energy seal around the edge of your 15 Wei Qi auras. So then once you redo your gold buffer zones, all right. So, we're going to do a little bit with non-resistance right now, above the top of the aura. So here's AccuDoll, right? And AccuDoll, because she has acupuncture points on her body. But this would be the top of her aura. And then above that, you can have energy blocks above the top of your aura. And if you unblock those, you can melt them in an extra mindful way. I mean, you could just do gold light and they'll melt. Abel, do you want to go outside? Abel, go outside. You can call him. My dog Abel is he's a little high maintenance sometimes, but we love him. Lorenzo, go ahead and call him. Talk, it's okay. My husband's trying to be silent, but he can't do that with our dogs. They need to be commanded, otherwise they freak out. But anyway, so imagine the top of your aura and then imagine any energy blocks up there. Okay, and we're going to do a special way of clearing them. We're not just going to do gold light with them. We're going to imagine the part of you that is gripping onto these energy blocks, and we're going to move out of that resistance, right? So imagine those energy blocks and imagine the subconscious part of you that's like clutching onto those energy blocks, and just use a little bit of gold light if you want, but just, you don't have to. You can just like relax that part of you. And the good thing about that is then it's sort of more of a global non-resistance thing. So then you tend to not only clear those blocks, but like a whole bunch of other blocks in your chakras and aura and whatever. So it's a good exercise. It's non-resistance. You know, you imagine, and especially doing it even above your head, but above the top of your head, above the top of your aura. So you just imagine those energy blocks up there. Imagine the part of you that's sort of gripping onto them accidentally, and then just go, okay, I'm gonna relax. It's okay. I can relax. I can let go. And I have one or two people that are like, it's not working. I can't do it. I can't do it. Jana, do it for me. So, okay, those people, I'll just say, angels, help me to be non-resistant. There you go. That's all you have to say. And that is working even for my most anxious people that find it really hard to heal themselves. So just say, angels, help me to be non-resistant. There you go. That's perfect. All right. Okay, and let's do that too with energy blocks just in the top of your aura above your head. So we did energy blocks up here, but let's do from here to here. Energy blocks in that area. So say this is the top of your head, right? We'll use Acudol, make it more clear. So energy blocks here, just imagine energy blocks here, and just imagine the part of you that's gripping onto them by accident, and just say, okay, I can be the flow. I can let go, I can be the flow, it's okay. And if you're like, it's not working, just say, angels, help me to be non-resistant. Okay, good job, guys. So that was unblocking above your head and then above the top of your aura, but in a extra mindful way for non-resistance, so that you have benefits everywhere. So non-resistance above top of aura and above head. Okay, good job. So chakra, well, okay, your chakras have flaps, and also your creative rings have flaps. What are flaps? They're like little flaps, little doors that can open, or they can be flush with the chakra instead. Closed. They can be open or closed. So they're called, I call them flaps. And your creative rings have flaps. And I don't think I have a good illustration of it right here. Sorry about that. I could get one, but I'd have to go somewhere to get it. It's not worth it. Let me draw something. Okay. So your creative rings are 3 gold rings that are above your head, and they're technically above your, they come and go with your astral body. They're part of your astral body. They're in your astral body aura. And so it's like 1, 2, 3. So the top one is more interesting to me than the other two, although they're both cool. But the top one is like, if you fix that one, it tends to fix everything, like the other 2 creative rings as well as all your chakras. So I'm always looking for, what's quicker and easier, what's more efficient. So healing the top one, the top creative ring, seems to be something that helps everything. So this might be a diagram of if your flaps of your top creative ring are like really, really open, right? And then when they close, if they fully relax, then it just looks like a regular ring. I guess too, the ring is, I should draw that part too. Okay, So this part where I just made squigglies, you know, that little, that's the gold ring. That's the gold creative ring, right? And that's the top one, but the other two look the same, right? And then this is if your flaps are really open. So how do you feel if your flaps are really open? You feel kind of overwhelmed, you know, kind of probably it's hard to focus, very distracted. So what makes your flaps open? Generally it's, you know, too much energy coming in that's not yours and you're just like, ah, you know, cords from other people, too many of them, it just overwhelms your system and your flaps open. It's like, ah. The problem with that too is then when your flaps are open, it's even easier for people to cord you, which is one of the many illustrations of how when you get to know how energy works, it has nothing to do with being fair. Because like if energy were constructed on a system of fairness, if you're overwhelmed, you would be less easy to cord because give this person a break, right? They're already overwhelmed. We don't want them to be corded more, right? But energy stuff has nothing to do with fairness. So when you're overwhelmed, you're actually more likely to get more overwhelmed, which is crazy. But anyway, with good technique, you know, it all works out because then you understand and you can heal yourself and you're fine, right? So it works out. But, you know, just the irony of it all. So anyway, so this is when the flaps are open. When the flaps are closed, it just looks like a regular ring without flaps sticking out because the flaps go really, really flush with the ring. And so it's a nice smooth outer surface. Okay. And with chakra openings, it's the same way. There are flaps around the outer, that round opening in the front and the back, you know, of 6 through 1 and around the round openings of the 7th chakra, you do have flaps. And so if the chakra is really overwhelmed, the flaps all open. And the more the chakra is kind of safe and happy, then the flaps close nice and flush. So it's the same look in a way, but if people are real literal, they want me to draw, fine. Not like I'm a great illustrator or anything, but so say this is a, you know, the round opening of your chakra, and you can always imagine the opening, you know, make a copy out in front of you and make it big so you can notice stuff. You know, somebody was like, oh, I'm working my, you know, chakras and I can't unblock one of them. And you can just imagine a copy of that round opening that you're having trouble unblocking and just make a nice big copy and use sticky gold wax and then, you know, keep healing and repairing it. But anyway, so this would be if the chakra opening, the flaps are open, it would look like this. And the flaps could be open in the front and the back. You know, each round opening can have flaps that are, you know, kind of like, wah! So let's get you out of that wah state, right? So mostly we're just going to have to work the that top creative ring in order to make it happen. But we... yeah, all right, fine. Okay, so what I just did was explaining the flaps, right? The flaps of the top creative ring and all the creative rings and the major chakras. And now we're going to do a process to help them to relax and close. And then we'll do chakra repair, which will further help because if you have a damaged chakra, obviously you got to take care of that. So we will do chakra repair and then we'll again do more of this chakra flap relaxing stuff for the creative rings and the chakra flaps. So, but now we will do some of it just to relax the flaps of that top creative ring. So just imagine a copy of all 3 creative rings out in front of you. And just relax that top one, just gold light. And again, be aware of cords going towards it. And just melt the cords. You can even say, go talk to your angels, you know, just in case there are some people that are, you know, they're confused about boundaries. They don't understand why this is not good to, you know, cord you in your top creative ring. So just, hey, go ask your angels, go take a deep breath, go check in with your body. Your angels can help you have a good day. So we're melting cords from that top creative ring, energy cords from other people. They could also be from invasive beings, these cords. So just melt cords. The more cords you melt, the more the flaps start to close. But it could take a bit of you doing different things to get the flaps to close fully. So don't like jam them shut. They close the more you fix the issue of this extra energy that's not yours coming in. So it's just kind of an indication of a situation. So, and then we already did it towards the very start. Yeah, right after grounding and indie grounding, I called it Take the Heat Off You, which is not a great name, but whatever, it is what it is. So generally, you know, if something's messing with your top creative ring, it's going to be above, you know, of like, you know, it's going to be in the top of your aura maybe, or above you, above your aura. So just be aware of anything that could be messing with that top creative ring, you know, anywhere, and just say, angels, can you recycle all these invasive beings? And you asked that 20 minutes ago, so why should you ask it again? Well, because you might be more present and you might be more sort of, you might have more self-esteem now. You might have more clarity and strength to let go of more of these invasive beings so your angels can do more of it. So you asked the same thing 20 minutes ago, but asking again can clear even more because you're ready for that. Okay, and again, be aware of your top creative ring and use lots of gold light and just relax it. But again, don't force the flaps closed. The flaps are a sign to you of what's going on. So you want to just sort of see. Maybe there are still some energy cords that you didn't melt away, so you just sense them. It's like, you know, here's the ring and then there's just these cables going into it. So you can just sense the cables and use gold fire on them so they melt away. The more you do this kind of work, the more present you get and the more you can feel nice, enjoyable results as you work. But as a newbie, you might not feel any difference as you work, but it doesn't mean you're not doing it. It just means that you don't have enough energy in your body to feel subtle differences in the moment. So again, we're working that top creative ring flap. I do have a video that works on this. I should probably link that. I will link it below within a day. Just below the healing summary. I'll put a detailed healing summary in the comment section, and below that, in that same comment, will be optional video links. So again, that top creative ring, just keep healing it. You can repair the underside of it too. The underside of the ring can have scratches on it. So if you wash those out with gold light, those can get repaired. So there's no more scratches on the underside of your creative ring. And same thing with the top. You can have scratches in the top of your creative ring. So just get a sense of that if you have any of those, and wash them out with gold light and let them heal. You can also literally have parts of your creative ring like broken or shattered, but I think that I probably fixed that by now with all the gold light I've been using, but just as a heads up for other people, you know, if you're sensing that your ring is broken, you're not making it up. It really is. So just use extra gold light there so that it grows back. So what happens then when it's finally closed, the flaps are closed of that top creative ring, usually there's a nice chain reaction, and most or all of your flaps below that close as well, meaning the flaps of the other two creative rings and also the flaps of all your major chakras and all the openings of all your major chakras. But you may have one or two chakras where, because of damage or extra cords that are especially stubborn, because your chakra's extra blocked, those flaps didn't close. So then you can sort of intuit, you know, 7th astral, 7th physical, no, those flaps are all closed. 6th astral, 6th physical, no, those flaps are all closed. And just go down, you know, and see if you have a problem with any of the chakras. It may just be like your second chakra of your physical body, that the flaps are still open, for example. Let's do chakra repair and unblocking, just of all of the major chakras. We can do major and minor chakras at the same time, just for kicks. Most of your minor chakras are all these acupuncture points everywhere in your body. They're super, super beneficial and important. But also minor chakras include like your 4.5 chakra right here, your Kundalini chakra, which is below the first chakra. Those are minor chakras as well. Minor just because they're not the major 7, but they're important. So anyway, so now we'll do chakra repair. So for chakra repair, make a big gold basin of water. I usually don't use it that much, but it's nice. So imagine a nice big basin of gold healing energy water. Fill it up with that. You could splash around in it. And then make a composite copy of all your major and minor chakras. So it looks like one chakra, but it represents all your major and minor chakras. So a composite copy would look like, you know, an open cylinder, right? So there's the cylinder part, round opening, right? So just use lots of gold light. Where you get damage mostly is like around the round openings, like pieces can break off, cracks, you can have cracks. You could have punctures like right in the cylinder part anywhere as well, but a lot of times most of the damage is around the round openings. So just send gold light throughout this composite copy of all your major and minor chakras in order to repair any damage. So what are we doing? We're doing chakra repair of all your major and minor chakras. Okay, and then chakra unblocking, again, of all your major and minor chakras. So you just imagine you can have clogs, you know, say in front of the round openings, right up against the round openings, inside the cylinder part can be clogged up. So just lots of gold light to melt away the clogs, which are energy blocks. And typically you melt away some blocks and then the chakra kind of pushes out more blocks that you can melt. So you're not imagining it if you melt some blocks and then all of a sudden there are more. It's not like you didn't do anything, it's just there. It's a process. You can unrepress more blocks that then you can clear. And this is a nice time too to think about the theme of communication, and go ahead and, you know, definitely unblock your chakras, major and minor chakras, any blocks that are in the way of clear and authentic communication. With this movement, I'm kind of combing through the inside of the chakra, so I'm melting away blocks that are inside the chakra. Composite copy. But I'm also kind of encouraging the chakra to unrepress and, you know, sort of spit out energy blocks too, so then I can melt those as well. You don't force anything, but you just kind of nudge. And again, just relax, wiggle your toes, be aware of your legs. You can remind yourself, I am safe, it's okay. So again, this is just general unblocking, but also specifically to help you with clear and authentic communications. We could throw in clear, authentic, and healthy communications, because healthy is a good catch-all. So any blocks in the way of you having clear, authentic, and healthy communications, just melt those away. All right. So then you can dunk it in the gold light. Dunk this composite copy of all your chakras in the gold light. And then while that's in there, make a composite copy of all your energy channels as well. Just a copy of one. It could look like a tube, but you know, where a big river can flow through, right? So your energy channels, you have lots of ones that are maybe smaller in diameter, like all your energy meridians, the energy pathways in your physical body. But you have big ones too, like, you know, down your neck and shoulders, up your legs. So you can make a composite copy representing all your energy channels. And then you could just dunk it in the gold light as well. And you can use gold bottle brush to unblock it. You stick it in there and get rid of any energy blocks that are healthy and gentle to clear. Angels, here you go. Have them just stick to the bottle brush. Give the whole thing to your angels. Make another gold bottle brush. Stick it at the other end of this energy channel composite copy. Swoosh it around. So this is leg channels even that you're unblocking. And give that to your angels. Angels, here you go. Maybe you need some repair of your energy channels. For example, GV meridian that goes up your back and hooks around your head and goes into the roof of your mouth. That if it's split open, you tend to get headaches. You probably will get headaches if it gets split open. So just go ahead, repair all your energy channels, including your GV meridian, with this composite copy. This is enough gold light that you're washing out the ripped parts or the punctured parts, and you're letting them repair. Fraying, you can have fraying is like a more subtle level of damage. So you can have damage that's just so obvious it's like split open, you know, like this, instead of a tube, it's like split open, you know. But you can also have like tiny little like needle holes that cause fraying, that cause a lot of leakage, but it's very subtle. It's not like, you know, this big rip that's 3 inches wide. So with this composite copy of all your energy channels, you can repair even the subtle damage called fraying. I do have a video on the GV meridian specifically where you heal fraying, and it's nice. I did it recently. I like the vibe of it, and I made a I posted timestamp links and healing summary for it just like a couple days ago. So you could search, I'll make sure that's linked below to the GV fraying video for the GV meridian and repairing it. But anyway, so with this composite copy of your energy channels, heal the fraying as subtle and also drastic levels of damage. All right, so you can always do more of that. Obviously, you could do it every day. You could do it twice a day. But let's say that's good enough for now. So that was, we did chakra repair and we did energy channel repair and unblocking and melt cords. I mean, all the gold light we did would have melted the cords off too, but you can make sure. So we worked the energy channels and we repaired, you know, drastic damage, but also fraying, which is more subtle damage in energy channels. All right, so now, like I said, we will do again closing the flaps, because after that unblocking and repair work, more of your chakra flaps and your creative ring flaps, they're even more likely going to be able to close fully and relax fully, which is really nice. It helps the chakra function better, helps you function better, helps you be less overwhelmed. So again, that top creative ring, just check in with that. Check in. Ideally, now if the flaps are closed, it's going to be a real smooth thing. But if you feel bumps, that means the flaps aren't quite closed anymore. So don't take it as a failure. Just be a detective, kind of geek out on the interesting aspects of that. Like, that's interesting, right? And then just, you know, maybe check out, do you have any little beings sending down energy, and just be like, angels, can you recycle all these guys? And then again, check the flaps of your top creative ring, see if it feels bumpy to you or smooth. If it feels smooth, that outer surface, then that means the flaps are closed. But if it's a little bumpy, that means the flaps of your top creative ring are still either really open or a little open. So melt away cords from your top creative ring. And then just check out the other two creative rings. Melt cords. Do a little repair on the undersides of the other two creative rings. Because you can have scratches on the underside of the creative rings, and that just makes it not work as well. All right, and then the flaps of the major chakras, just sort of check those out. So it's like, here's your 7th chakra, and you're just sort of checking the round openings, make sure the flaps around these round openings are relaxed. Melt away cords, they could be in the way. There could be invasive beings in the way. We've already done sticky gold wax a bunch, but we could do it again. So sticky gold wax on all the 7 chakras. Definitely sticking wax to the invasive beings if there are any in the way. And then just move the wax on the beings. Angels, here you go. More wax on all the creative rings. The creative rings and all the major chakras. 7 astral and 7 physical. Move the wax to the side. Angels, here you go. Fifth chakra. Some people are still having a little trouble with the 5th chakra, so we'll do a little extra unblocking of the 5th chakra. Melt cords. going into the fifth chakra in the front of the back. Just gold light. So you're imagining a copy of both your fifth chakras out in front of you. So it's like a composite of your fifth chakra physical body, fifth chakra astral body. So it looks like just one cylinder, one open cylinder. And just melt away the blockages around the outside of the fifth chakras. Because there can be like a hard crust around, so those could be energy blocks, but then the energy blocks could be around the round openings too, of course. And the fifth layer is just as important actually as the fifth chakra for communications. So fifth layer of your aura. Now layers count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 is the outer layer of your aura. And this is for your 2 regular auras. They have layers like this because those auras are generated by your chakras. So each one of the major chakras generates a layer of your aura. So your fifth chakra generates your fifth layer of your aura. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you just imagine that fifth layer and use gold light. You can use gold sandstorm, which is just if you want, or gold fire, gold water, whatever works for you. Sandstorm, gold sandstorm is just you sort of spin the gold light and flex, you know, little like a sandstorm, and that could be a little more assertive in clearing things out. So you want as much flow as possible in any of these aura layers, really, but fifth layer to specifically help with communications. Recently, somebody posted, you know, a question under a video, and you know, their wife was remembering old arguments that they had and feeling them again, like, oh, you know, she was just feeling the old issues that they used to fight about. She was feeling that again, as if he was saying it to her all over again, but he wasn't. But that's because energy blocks can be like little pieces of a movie, you know, like it stores old experiences, you know, kind of frozen in place. And so you may have that from arguments, because a lot of people, they don't fully get over an argument. They just kind of shove it back there and try not to think about it anymore. But the problem is it's kind of saved. So it's like little pieces of a movie of your arguments. So go ahead and just melt away all the old argument energy blocks that you have in anywhere in your fifth layer. So old arguments, old disagreements, old anything that's not flowing and positive, just melt it away. Flowing, positive, and you. That's what stays. Everything else just melted away. And I'm just checking all the aura layers and chakras to make sure they're okay. And I noticed first chakra needs a little extra help, which is fine because I said we were going to do some clearing of fear, which first chakra is courage, safety, and abundance. And if you get blockages there or damage, things aren't working well to generate your courage, safety, and abundance energy, you feel anxiety, fear, all that kind of stuff. So worry. So all that is just blocked energy or damage in your first chakra or your first layer of your aura, right? Close around your body, right? So just imagine a composite copy of both your first chakras, of your physical body and astral body. And go ahead and use gold light and repair damage that you may have in your first chakra, physical body first chakra, or astral body first chakra, or just unblock, melt away cords. So again, so here's the composite copy of your, try not to spill my tea, of your first chakra, right? And then round opening, round opening, round opening in the front, round opening in the back. I like to imagine both round openings of equal size. And then you can have energy blocks, here, here, anywhere around the openings, but also around the cylinder part. So lots of gold light. Melting away cords. Extra unblocking. So any energy blocks getting in the way of your communication, you could be subconsciously sort of infusing your communications with anxiety, fear, and worry without knowing it. Like, for example, your anxiety, fear, and worry can distort your ability to hear and understand what other people are saying to you, and the subtleties of it. And so it can sort of impair your own ability to communicate and listen. Also, your subconscious and conscious fears can alter the vibration of your communication to the point where it's actually hard for other people to listen to you and understand what you're saying and want to help you. So fear really can get in the way. So just imagine that composite copy, and if you're one of the 120 people, don't worry, I am healing you. And this is a walkthrough that's optional. You don't have to do the walkthrough. You can just receive and just relax if you want. Okay, but here's your composite copy of your first chakra you can make, and just move out the fear energy blocks that are affecting your communication and melt them away. Move out the energy blocks affecting your communication and melt them away. And again, you can have them wrapped around the cylinder part, and you can just move that out. Angels, here you go. Move that out. Angels, here you go. Unblock inside the chakra too. You can imagine those energy blocks. And you can still lift those out. Hand to your angels. Angels, here you go. Lift out the fear energy blocks. Any first chakra energy blocks impairing your communication in any way. Lift them out. Angels, here you go. Woo! Lift out energy blocks. Angels, here you go. More gold light. So since we're working the first chakra, we may as well keep going with the other fears that I said that we would do. So we did general unblocking of the first chakra and repair. We did general energy blocks that are affecting communication. But then we'll do those three, the chain that three that I mentioned in the intro, which was fear of change, fear of loss of control, and fear of abandonment. Those are three specific fears that could be definitely getting in the way on some level of you either understanding other people's communication, intuitively dialing, adjusting your communication to suit the situation, all sorts of things, right? So you imagine your first chakra, lift out any energy blocks that have to do with fear of change. Lift those out. Angels, here you go. Okay, let's do that again. Any energy blocks having to do with fear of change, lift those out. Angels, here you go. First layer energy blocks could also have to do with fear of change. So just imagine those first layer energy blocks having to do with fear of change. Lift those out. Angels, here you go. You can also just blow them up too if you're healing yourself. Or hand them to your angels, one way or the other. Or just melt with gold light. Either way. So again, first layer of your aura, fear of change energy blocks, move them to the side. Angels, here you go. All right. So the other, one of the other ones that I wanted to help you clear that can impact communication is fear of loss of control. Communication with others means that you're you're communicating with them, but they have free will. So they could disagree with you. They could, you know, choose to not listen to what you're saying. They could choose to, you know, react in all sorts of different ways. And sometimes that makes people afraid. They can't control how the person's going to react, if they're going to listen, you know, what they're going to do, the other person. So the fear in that situation can be impairing their ability to communicate properly. So just your first chakra composite copy of your astral and physical first chakras, lift out fear of loss of control, energy blocks. Fear of loss of control. Angels, here you go. Okay, energy blocks causing you to have fear of losing control of a situation. Just lift out those energy blocks. Angels, here you go. And comfort your first chakra. Say, hey, I'm safe. It's okay. I'm safe. And your first layer of your aura, the one closest to your body all the way around, right? Just lift out fear of loss of control energy blocks. So loss of control energy blocks, just move them to the side. Angels, here you go. All right, one more time. Just imagine your first layer of your aura. Any energy blocks causing you to fear losing control of other people, control of yourself or your life, whatever. Move those energy blocks to the side and give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. And just remind yourself, I'm safe. I can let go. And the third one is fear of abandonment. And I think that also can be very subconscious, and it can help, it can get in the way of communicating. It can cause you to maybe be invasive when you wouldn't be otherwise. You know, if you have some subconscious fear that, you know, someone's not going to help you, or, you know, whatever. So it's caused by not fully healing from negative past experiences that you've had. So we want you to fully heal. We don't want you to still be impaired by your past experiences, right? So this is Bambi. All right, so fear of abandonment, that may be in your first chakra. Any fear of abandonment, go ahead, imagine those energy blocks, lift them up. Angels, here you go. Okay, again, imagine your first chakra, lift up fear of abandonment, energy blocks. Angels, here you go. Again, go ahead, imagine your first chakra, composite copy, lift up fear of abandonment, energy blocks. Angels, here you go. And now first layer of your aura, right? Imagine any energy blocks there having to do with fear of abandonment. Lift those out. Give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. And if lifting them out is hard, you could use sticky gold wax, and the wax sticks to the blocks, and then you lift the wax and the blocks out. But anyway, so first layer of your aura, any fear of abandonment, energy blocks, lift those out. Angels, here you go. Because you want your first layer to be flowing, and if you set your first chakra to red, I would say that's the ideal color for your first chakra. So you set your first chakra to your favorite shade of red, and then that means that your first chakra is generating red, courage, safety, and abundance to flow through your first layer. And so you just comb through your first layer, melt away anything that's not your red. Any blockages, especially in the very top and the very bottom of your first layer. So like right here and right here. All right, so that was a lot of different things. You can double check the flaps, chakra flaps and creative ring flaps, because that's really what I started to do. And then we ended up also doing custom work on the 5th chakra, 5th layer, and 1st chakra, 1st layer. But just check that all your flaps are nice and relaxed and closed for all your major chakras, 7 astral and 7 physical. And also your 3 creative rings. All right, good enough. Good job. So we ended up doing most of what I said we would do. I want to just do the extra things that we haven't yet done. Ooh, yeah. For mental stability, let's do that. So for mental stability, I was looking at it like a gold disc. Kind of like, you know, a record of a record player, you know, it's just like this gold disc, and it may not be gold, there may be stuff on top of it making it a different color, but I think, you know, this representation of your mental stability in its essence is a gold disc, let's say. And so you look for cracks in your gold disc and you repair them. And I think it's most interesting to look at the biggest cracks first, because you can have like big old cracks and then you can have like little hairline cracks coming out from the center. So this is like diagram day. I'm making all these diagrams. So like I'm just specifically diagramming one person in particular. Okay, so this is just a fast drawing, but you know, so this one person, they have some major cracks in their mental stability gold disc from different traumatic injuries they've had, you know, energy injuries over time. So this is when they were 2, this is when they were 7, you know, stuff happened. Not fun, whatever, right? So we can heal those first, and then these other ones would be easy to heal at that point. These are other little events that happened since then. So you can just imagine your mental stability gold disc, and you don't have to go into detail about, oh, whatever. You can just sort of intuit like, oh, that big one, for some reason, that's when I was 4. You don't have to remember what happened. You know, it's fine. The point is to heal, okay? So just imagine the gold disc that represents your mental stability and look for the biggest cracks you can find. Well, okay, first reground. All right, fine. I always forget that. I mean, because I'm really grounded right now, but yeah, it's good to do. So, so that was just explaining the mental stability gold disc exercise. So now we're gonna ground, and then we'll do it. So yeah, so now we're gonna ground just for a second. So just imagine you're grounding big and wide all the way down to the core of the earth, red or orange or yellow. And then make a copy of that grounding out in front of you and just comb through it. Melt away any blockages. If it got narrow, just kind of, you know, maybe unblock it enough so that it pops out and it's open and wide again. Or you can remake it and make sure it's wide when you remake it. Make your grounding come up high as your 3rd chakra. So your sternum bone goes all the way down. Where that ends, that's your 3rd chakra. So make your grounding come up that high. Okay, so that's just a quick little grounding unblocking. So now we're going to do that mental stability gold disc thing. So I'll show you again my gorgeous diagram. I'm kidding, by the way, when I say these diagrams are gorgeous. So anyway, just think of some of the bigger cracks and just pick one at a time, and just you kind of paint inside the crack with lots of gold light, and just relax. You may have some energy cords going into the big crack. Just do one big crack at a time, I would say, and just melt away any cords you notice going into the big crack. And just keep painting it with gold light and relax. Try not to go into what you're doing. You know, stay in your body, feel your body. Just let the gold light do the work. And, you know, just take a little break, you know, once you did a little bit of that big crack repair. You know, maybe have a little sip of your tea. Just kind of let your energy kind of readjust. You know, wiggle your toes. And go ahead and pick another big crack. And if you can't see, that's okay, just imagine. So you imagine you're a copy of a gold disc that represents your mental stability, and just look for another big crack, and just use lots of gold light and paint the crack with lots of gold light. Melt any cords that might be going into it. Some people might be courting your big crack with a negative intent, but other people could be courting it just, you know, that expression, oh, my heart goes out to you, that kind of thing. Like they mean well, but they're still in the way. So you just melt any cords. Don't worry about why they're courting your mental stability crack. Just melt the cords, use lots of gold light, and then just let your mental stability crack fully repair so that it's all gone. And when it's gone, and if it's not gone yet, you're having trouble making it go, say, angels, help me do this. But again, I am doing this for the 121 people, so you don't have to do this also on yourself if you're receiving the healing. Some people enjoy that, but you don't have to, totally optional. Okay, so let's say you got all the big major ones. Well, let's do another, yeah, let's say you got the major ones. If you have one or two more major ones, you could pause and do the major ones, but it's the same process to do the little hairline ones. The little more subtle ones, just kind of do those now. So just kind of comb through those in the same way, melt any cords going into them. Just melt them away with the gold light. And I think this is something also, I mean, it's probably true with every single technique I ever do. You can always do more on different days. I think that there might be, you know, some mental stability cracks you're just not ready to repair today, and so you won't see them. And, you know, some big ones and some small ones that you're just not ready to deal with, and so you won't see them. So then try it again another day and do more, you know, melt away more mental stability cracks. And what this does is it helps your mind. It helps you think. It helps you reason. It helps you be rational. It helps you to have clear thinking. And it can help you even, you know, with spiritual abilities as well, intuition, clairvoyance, all that stuff. It's just an important part of your spirit that you're healing. You're making sure that old traumas aren't getting in the way of your proper functioning, right? So, so good job. That was the gold disc exercise to help your mental stability. And also, of course, to help your communication, because if your mind works better, you're going to communicate better. Okay, so now another thing that I had said in the intro that we're going to do is clear your pain sandwiches. which is an odd expression, but it's just how I thought of it. Or like sometimes, you know, it's like a slice of pain, like a slice of cake, but it's really pain that someone will just give you as they're talking to you. Like, oh, this terrible thing happened to me, whoosh, and they'll give you a copy of it. So, you know, it's subconscious. You know, people don't realize they're doing it, but it does definitely get in the way of things. Because when you dump a copy of your painful, unprocessed experiences into somebody else's space, obviously that's a deal for them to handle. You know, so I guess what we could do too is call back your pain sandwiches. I think it'll be easier if we clear the ones that you still have first, and then we'll call back ones that you've already handed out to people and just melt them away. Call back your pain sandwiches. That's funny. I like that. Okay, so first we'll so that was explaining your pain sandwiches. And then we'll clear them, the ones that you still have, and then we'll call back the ones that you've already handed out. Oh, funny. Okay, so pain sandwiches, it's just energy blocks, but it's like, it affects your communicating. Like, it's hard for you to talk about certain things without handing out copies of this pain. So just make, you know, you can make like a table out in front of you for your sandwiches, you know, a gold table, and just put all your pain sandwiches out on the table, you know, and then we're gonna melt them. You say, angels, is it okay for me to melt all these? And of course your angels will be like, yeah. And then just melt all your pain sandwiches. You can even say, angels, help me do this. And just use gold light and melt your pain sandwiches. And again, these are energy blocks of yours that you find really hard not to hand out to people as you're communicating about various things in your life. And of course it's subconscious and accidental for the most part. So that's fine. You're just melting away your pain sandwiches. Doesn't make you a bad person, so don't be embarrassed. Okay, so let's do that again, just in case you have more that you're ready to clear now. So put all your pain sandwiches out on the table, the gold table that you made. So any you know, energy blocks that you find really hard not to hand out as you're communicating. And again, that is not a respectful way to communicate. It's not effective either, unless you really need to make all your communications counterproductive and bad karma, which I'm sure you don't mind. So anyway, okay, pain sandwiches out in front of you on your nice gold table, and then melt your pain sandwiches. Just say, angels, is it okay for me to melt all these? And then go ahead and say, angels, help me do this, and melt all your pain sandwiches with gold light. You can blow up your pain sandwiches if you prefer. If you have any left over, you can wrap them up in your gold tablecloth and just hand them all to your angels. Angels, here you go. So any leftover pain sandwiches, just hand them to your angels. All right. So now we'll call back, because a lot of times when you hand out pain and blocked energy to other people, they don't know what to do with it. And so they'll keep it, like, potentially forever, you know, or some lifetime when they finally do clear out old baggage. But, you know, that's not super great, you know. You might want to call back the stuff that you dumped on people, because that could help your relationships with those people, and it's better karma. So you're not going to call back all this yucky pain and then just, you know, wallow in it. You're going to just melt it away, right? But so you just imagine like a gold sun, like a magnet, right? And it could be a gold cube if you want, or a gold magnet, like a U-shaped magnet, whatever you want. And have it be like a magnet and call back all the pain sandwiches that you've handed out. So, and you can make it get bigger as the more it absorbs all the pain sandwiches and calls them back to you. All right, but it's not in your aura, so you're not feeling it, right? And so you're calling back all these pain sandwiches, and then just go ahead and you can blow them all up at once if you want, if this is your stuff, or you can melt it away. if you prefer. So you've called back the pain sandwiches that you've handed out, and you're melting them away. And you can say, angels, help me clear all these. If you have any left over, you can just hand them to your angels. Angels, here you go. And I think that's enough to just do it once. But you can keep doing that on different days. I mean, you could do it more than once, but I think I think that was enough for now. So that was calling back the pain sandwiches that you have handed out to other people subconsciously as you communicated with them. So the only thing that we didn't do, I mean, we did fifth chakra, fifth layer stuff. We didn't do 7 and 5 at the same time. So that's kind of interesting. I think what I want to do is unblock specific for your intuition. Specifically, not exactly for intuition, but let's say effective communicating, which does involve intuition, but it can also involve like just listening and not being impaired by subconscious fears. And, you know, so it can involve all your chakras. So you could just like imagine your everything out in front of you, all your 17 auras, your groundings, your physical body, your astral body. Sticky gold wax the whole thing. And just have the gold wax stick to anything that's in the way of your effective communicating. We could say effective, authentic, and healthy, just for fun. So have the gold wax stick to anything in the way of your effective, authentic, and healthy communicating. And then move the wax to the side to get all the junk out, and then give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Woo! So let's do that again. So sticky gold wax through your everything, all 17 auras, your physical body, your astral body, both your groundings, and have the gold wax stick to anything blocking your intuition in communicating, but also anything at all that's in the way of you having effective, authentic, and healthy communication with yourself and with others and with your angels. Okay, sticky gold wax, move the junk to the side with the wax. Angels, here you go. Whoa! All right. So that was everything. That was wax for your everything. Sticky gold wax for everything. For effective, authentic, and healthy communicating. What is authenticity? What is authentic communicating? It means like the real you, you know, without hiding, without facades, without just trying to be what other people want you to be, to actually be the real you, which is more advanced than it sounds. You know, it sounds like, oh, we should all be able to be as authentic as possible every day, you know, but a lot of subconscious fears and trauma and whatever get in the way, and then people kind of distort themselves as they communicate with others. So authentic communication, you know, we're clearing stuff in the way of that. So let's heal wounds in the way of that too. Heal inner wounds. That'll be one of the last things that we're doing in this healing, I promise. So just imagine slashes out in front of you that represent inner wounds that you have that get in the way of you having effective, healthy, and authentic communicating. So any inner wounds in the way of your effective, healthy, and authentic communicating. And just use gold light and melt away these inner wounds. You can say, angels, help me do this. Just relax. Remind yourself, I am safe. This is okay. I'm okay. Angels, help me do this. We're melting inner wounds in the way of you having effective, healthy, and authentic communicating. Oh, wah, 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 wah. And you could do more of that. You could do more batches of that. But I think that's good for now. And we'll finish up with flower healing, because that's always a nice compliment to all this clearing and healing, is to nourish with flower healing. So just flower healing for effective, healthy, and authentic communication. So make energy healing flowers, whatever vibrations that you need. So rainbow colors, gold light, of universal healing energy that you need to heal your communications, and make them more effective, more healthy, and more authentic. Okay, and you can say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And then give them to yourself. One more time. Energy healing flowers for your communication, to help make it more authentic, more healthy, and more effective. So make as many flowers as you need, and say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And then give them to yourself. All right, and then let's just check the flaps again of your creative rings and your chakras. And you might have to relax your top creative ring a little bit extra to get those flaps to close again. Melt away cords of that top creative ring. And then just go through all of them, your other two creative rings and your other chakras along your spine. So that all the flaps relax, unblock all the chakras. Think about your grounding, your physical body grounding, your astral body grounding. You could change the color, just pick, you can test out red, how well does that release right now? Orange grounding, how well does that release right now? Yellow grounding, how well does that release right now? And just go back to the one that releases the most for you right now. If you have anything triggered, that would be a hard lump in the front of your energy field. So comb through the front of your aura, especially the front here in front of all the chakras and right up here. And just check for any hard triggered energy blocks. It could be triggered by what we discussed in this live stream, or just could be triggered by something that happened yesterday or today, or something just subconsciously. So just melt away these hard chunks that are triggered. You can just say, angels, can you please give me healing, and can you extra heal my communications? And you can also say, archangels Ariel and Jophiel, can you heal my communications? All right, good job. We did it. Woo! So that was the healing. I'm going to quickly, if anybody has any comments about how the healing was for you, if you have a favorite part of the healing, or just how you're doing right now. If you healed yourself, you can mention that. If I healed you, you can mention that. And I'm going to try to make it brief going through these comments, just because then I'm going to take a break, and then I will do a separate Q&A live stream. So let's see. Looking at the comments. Someone says Belgium with a question mark. You can email me if you have a question. Like if you are one of the people I'm healing, I don't recognize that YouTube ID. So if I didn't say Belgium, but if I'm healing you and maybe I got confused about where you live or something, definitely let me know. You can email me if you're one of the 120 people that prepaid for this healing. Well, like I said, I don't have my notes with me, but I don't remember Belgium as one of the places that the 120 people are in. But if there's any, if you're one of the 120 people, please email me if I don't know your location. I know that sometimes I used to keep forgetting that some of my Canadians are Canadians. So sometimes I forget. I don't have to know where everyone is, but I do like to know. I like having an accurate country count. Anyway, someone says nice smile emoji. Thank you so much. Someone says hi, Janet. My wife also wants to join. Will she need to follow along or just watch to heal herself? She is struggling with visualizations. Either way, there's all sorts of ways. Some people just half listen and they say, angels, can you heal me as I listen? You know, there are different levels of engagement based on what you can handle. Most people struggle with visualizations at first. It's sort of the unusual case of somebody who can visualize right away. Most people, I mean, me, when I started, all I could see was black. And not just day 1. I'm talking day 30, day 60, day 90. All I could see was black. You know, so it still works. I mean, you just make a copy out in front of you with your thought, with your intention, and you just kind of wing it. You know, go through the motions, and it's actually working. It's just that your clairvoyance isn't properly functioning yet, so all you see is black. So, you know, that's fine. It just means you're a newbie, and that's okay, you know? So your wife is very welcome to heal herself during any of these live streams. Absolutely. I would do 5 live streams every month where I'm doing a big group healing. There's the set of 3 healings and the set of 2 healings. Of course, you know, I know that you did purchase healings for December, but, you know, that's a ways off. So, of course, you can heal yourself and all the healings going up to that. That's fine. So, yeah, so she could heal herself. But if she doesn't, if she just feels like too jumpy and anxious to do that, she could just say, angels, I would like this healing. Can you give it to me? Angels, can you give me this healing as I'm cleaning the house? As I take this nap, as I whatever, you know, just say, angels, please, you know, I would like this healing. Because your angels, they know what I'm going to do, and, you know, that's easy for them. So then, you know, because she's not one of the people that paid, she can still get the healing from her angels. It's not maybe as effective as if her angels are helping and I'm healing, but it's a lot. You know, the more you're open to your angels healing you, it can be wonderful. Okay. And then a person says, see the channels as brittle, worked on making it soft and flexible. Yeah, you can have hard energy blocks making things more brittle. Someone gives me pretty emojis. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome. Someone says, thanks for the healing. I have a question. Why do I always intermittently fall asleep and then ping awake while listening along? Yeah, so that's a common experience, even if you're meditating on your own. I call it freestyle meditating, where you're not listening to a video. You might, you know, fall asleep and then wake up and keep working. That's part of why I use a meditation journal sometimes. You know, I write down what I'm working on. If I'm working on something that's especially demanding, I might fall asleep several times as I'm working on it. But, you know, if it's such an issue that I don't even remember what I was working on when I wake up, then I'll write it down and I'll note so that when I wake up, I look at my notes to realize what I was working on. Usually, though, I'll fall asleep and I'll remember what I was working on, you know, so I don't have to write it down. But yeah, what it means is sometimes your spirit goes with your angels to your Akashic records to get a new astral body for, you know, like a half a minute or something. And then you're back, you know, and so that could be what's going on. Like maybe your angels are like, you know, this would be easier if we just got you a fresh new astral body. So your angels will sort of, you know, and you will go and you'll fall asleep in the process. Other times it could be maybe your grounding is a little too blocked. And I think that sometimes is the case for you, where the back and the center part of your grounding blocks up. And so then it's like you sort of slip on a banana peel, you know, like an energy block is a little bit too stubborn because 3 people are cording it. And then you're trying to clear that energy block, but the people are courting it and you're not grounded properly enough to kind of give you enough anchoring. And so then you go woo and you fall asleep. You pop out of your body and you fall asleep as you do it. But then, you know, if you say, angels, help me while I'm meditating, then your angels will help you clear the energy block probably while you're asleep, and you'll come back and it'll be gone. But you can just double check. Okay, what was I doing? Oh yeah, this part of my first layer seems really blocked. Yep, it's still blocked. So then you can do it again. But recheck your grounding, and your legs, be in your legs more. I have this little 11-minute video, which I'll link below later. I think I link it below most live streams lately. It's called Explaining Earth Energy Up Legs, but it just explains like how you bring red earth energy up your legs into your first chakra and into your Kundalini chakra, and it just helps anchor you so that when you're doing things that are a little more complicated, you stay conscious and present the whole time. But again, it's not a failure if you fall asleep as you're working, you know, it's not uncommon. The point is to just wake up and resume your work. Okay, so obviously, you know, while you're driving a car, you wouldn't want to do the type of energy work that might make you fall asleep as you're working, right? Some people half listen to some kind of a meditation while they're driving, but make sure it's something that makes you feel very rooted and present and alert, obviously, if you're driving a car. Someone says, what chakra or a layer blocks cause overwhelm? I'm guessing fourth or second. No, when you're overwhelmed, there can be a couple things. Like I was reading somebody's survey, and she is also in this healing too. And she mentioned in her last survey, so for the October, that clear fear healing that we did October 5th, it was the third productivity healing in the set. She mentioned that she was getting overwhelmed, and what it was her ex-husband. She's in like the tail end of a divorce, and her ex-husband will just dump so much anger and frustration and pain on her spiritual path, and just like, you know, like 10 feet tall, just giant, 10 feet by 20 feet wide, you know, just block of, you know, all his rage, and he'll just dump it on her spiritual path. And then she feels really overwhelmed for like 2 days because she doesn't realize what happened. So in that case, she feels overwhelmed because there's a ton of somebody else's pain on her path. And, you know, your spiritual path, you want to be able to move forward. You want it to be unblocked so that you can see forward and see where you're headed and get a sense of like forward movement and progress. And, you know, so those of you that have ex-wives or ex-husbands, you know, just a heads up, if you feel overwhelmed, check your path. Even too, if you have a spouse that you tend to argue, that can be something, you know, maybe you bring up a subject that the other person gets very triggered by, but you still keep bringing it up. You're not sort of taking the hint. And so you're like, oh, let me talk to you again about your earnings and how they're not high enough, you know? And so every time you do it, you get, you know, this 10 foot by 20 foot block of stop, you know, angst thrown on your path. And then you feel overwhelmed for a day and a half until you clear it subconsciously. So that I would say is one of the main things that could make someone feel overwhelmed, is a lot of dumped energy on your spiritual path. I have a video, if you want to walk through. I mean, you could just imagine the road and use like a gold tidal wave or something and just melt everything ahead of you and behind you and around you, with the gold light on your path. But if you want to walk through, you can search Janet Wright, Own Path Clear Punishment. Own, O-W-N, Path Clear Punishment. I'll type it out. Another thing that would make someone feel overwhelmed is damage. So damage to the aura, damage to the creative rings, damage to the good karma windows in the back, damage to the chakras, actual breakage of your chakras, your creative rings, you know, your rips in your aura, you know, just basic destruction of your GV meridian, you know, having that ripped open, you know, just excessive damage. If you just had like subtle little levels of damage, it would make you feel drained. But if you had major damage, it just makes you want to like stop the world so you can get off, you know? Like, hold on, this is too much for me. You know, that, so check for major damage in those cases. So it's not really just the fourth or just the second. If just your fourth was like blocked, you'd feel like uninspired. You'd feel like blah. You know, you wouldn't feel motivated. You might feel bitter or, you know, cheated or something, or kind of sad, but, or you could feel, you know, betrayed and, you know, angry with fourth and second blockages, but just being completely overwhelmed, it would have to be things are broken and ripped up, or your path is just completely roadblocked ahead of you. So I hope that helps. When someone says, when the clearing of blocks takes place, may need to fill it up, else there is too much feeling of emptiness or something missing inside. Felt pulsing in brain when done with mental discs. Clear blocks to understanding the reality of the situation, not just what is, okay. So when clearing of blocks takes place, may need to fill it up, there's too much feeling. Okay, so when you clear an energy block, your chakra has a better, easier job of flowing and circulating energy. So your chakra fills it up. So like, say your first layer, your first chakra and your first layer, right? Your first chakra, the job of your first chakra is to fill up your first layer. So you don't really have to fill it up yourself. I mean, you could do flower healing and that'd be cool, but that's the job of your first chakra. So we repaired your first chakra, we unblocked the first chakra. So it's trying to fill things up. And so if you just get rid of the heavy, junky stuff and the cords and all that, then your first chakra can do an easier job and it fills things up. So typically, when you clear a blockage, you see your red energy, that's you rushing in to fill it in. So your chakras fill in, you know, assuming you already repaired your aura, which we did, then it's a closed system, right? And so the job of the chakras is to fill in those spaces. So there's no emptiness. Emptiness, the feeling of being empty, that's a heart chakra blockage usually. You could just heal your heart chakra more. But literally an emptiness probably is not occurring. Maybe there could be a being right there that's sort of a clear color. So you feel like, oh, there's an empty space and it's not filling in with my energy. That's a being. So just say, angels, can you recycle whatever's here? That's not me. And then you'll see your energy rush in, your red, you know, rush into that part. So usually, yeah, there's something funny about it. If you're sensing an emptiness, it's probably just a being or two that is, you know, sort of being like, oh, nothing's here. I'm not here. Yeah. These can look clear, sort of like a silicone breast implant or something, you know, somewhere in your aura, you know, or like a jellyfish. All right, so someone says, the creative ring work helped me with focus. Yes. Yeah, any creative ring work will help your seventh chakra work better. It helps all your chakras because your creative rings send energy, gold light down to all your chakras. So it helps all chakras, but specifically the seventh chakra. So, you know, focus, confidence, having goals, autonomy, all that good stuff. How did my mom do? I am very curious since she communicated telepathically that she was hesitant and she struggles with communication. Thank you, Janet. That mind disc, the mental stability one, that was a big deal for her. She cried happy tears on a spirit level. She liked that a lot. She really liked that. Yeah, she's going to keep working on that one with her angels. But that was like sort of by far the biggest, most meaningful part for her was that the mental stability part here, healing the gold disc, repairing it up. So that's cute. Someone says, I am part of the healing group today. Oh, thank God you gave me your actual last name initial, because that YouTube ID is a funny one. There we go. Okay. I'm part of the healing group today. Yes, you're one of the people that I was healing. I had a very intense conversation with my mom today, and I wonder whether this was orchestrated to happen the day of the healing. No, it looks like, I mean, that can happen for sure, but it looks like this is more like she's getting triggered about the holidays approaching, like winter holidays. People, family members tend to get triggered like way in advance, like subconsciously. So people are already kind of, that's why the family boundaries one is like, I'm doing it in early November. I mean, I could do it in August, you know, because everyone always needs family boundaries, but strong boundaries with family members. But I think she's triggered more about like holidays and New Year's and that kind of thing. And so she's and you're owning more of an adult space around her, and she's that's triggering for her. It's that fear of loss of control, fear of abandonment stuff. So you can just say, once you're centered, you know, like later when you're meditating, well, actually you just got the healing now, so you're pretty darn centered now. You could just say, you know, close your eyes as I'm doing other stuff, as I'm reading other people's comments, and just say, hi mom, you know, I just want to remind you, you have angels and they can help you with all your stresses, and they can really be, you know, the best asset you have. Your angels can help guide and protect you. And that way some of those fears that she has can be worked out rather than getting infused into communications with you. So hope that helps. So it says, I feel really good, a little sleepy. Yes, you got the healing. I love the chakra flap stuff. You healed me and I healed myself. How did my parents do? I feel like this could be big for them. Yeah, your mom was one of the sample people that I read ahead of time as I was planning the healing, actually, that the fears getting in the way of the vibration of communication that she wanted to do, you know, so for effective communication to clear more fear. So she was, I guess, a poster child for that, of fear getting in the way of the vibration of effective communication. So I like seeing names though. Here we go. Your dad, that gold disc for the mental stability, that was definitely his favorite. He liked that a lot. He says that feels really good. With your mom, it was the clearing fear stuff that she needed the most, and the pain sandwich. She's a big one to hand out pain sandwiches as she's talking. So that was pretty huge. And the calling back of the pain sandwiches, she was very surprised, even on a subconscious spirit level, like all the pain sandwiches that she handed out. Like that was very instructive for her to call them back and to clear them, then to realize, like, oh my goodness, I have a problem. So anyway, someone says gold disc for mental stability was awesome. I needed that one big time. Oh good, I'm glad. Yeah, I liked it too. Someone says, thanks, Janet. You're welcome. Nice little fairy emojis. Someone says, I healed myself, hopefully. Please tell me how I did. Communication is one of my big issues. Communicate fine. The other person misunderstands. Kidding. Not. This is a big deal. Yeah, I mean, how did you do? Definitely, I would say keep doing the gold disc one, because there's, on different days, there's more that you can do with that. Like your angels say, you could do it, 7 days in a row if you want, or if you miss a day, that's fine. Just do it over 2 weeks or something, but keep doing the gold disc one for mental stability, just because there's past life traumas and stuff. Also, the heal inner wounds that we did right at the end, right before flower healing. You could do heal inner wounds and flower healing. Those are like the last two things in the whole healing. But those, I think, would really help as well. So if I just had to pick those two things would be the things to like keep doing. I mean, you could do it all again, of course. It'd be great. But you seem to follow along very well. You've been using my videos for a bit now with a lot of motivation. So it's just the back of your aura tends to, the back of your grounding, I'm sorry, and the back of your first chakra tend to block up as you're doing the work. So you could just take little mini moments and just unblock the back of your grounding and unblock the back of your first chakra, and then just keep going with the walkthrough. Maybe like every, 20 minutes or so. Okay. Thank you for the healing. Felt release from fourth chakra when healing the pain sandwiches. Good, good, good. I'm feeling the energy of screaming in my fifth chakra, which brings up fear, shock. What is this? That's just a being. Yeah, beings can do that. People can do that too. I don't have a screamer right now of the people that are being invasive with me, but that's just because that particular person moved out of screaming mode, but they were in screaming mode for a while. So yeah, it's just somebody can get stuck like that, but a being can do it too, a little invasive being. So yeah, just line up the screamers, and the ones that are beings, just say, angels, please recycle them. And the ones that are people, just say, hi, talk to your angels. I know you have frustrations, but the best way to deal with your frustrations is let your angels help, and just imagine any screamers out in front of you and, deal with it that way. But yeah, there's no reason to be afraid. A scream doesn't mean it's like gonna end your life or anything. It's just annoying, so just deal with it. Someone says, I feel like I haven't made much progress in this past year because I still just see black and I don't feel any energy shift during the healings. Yeah, you have been making progress. You've been on your path. You've been moving forward. I think the thing is you haven't cleared. I mean, you've cleared a lot, but you don't feel good. You haven't gotten like the feel good part yet, But I know you feel like you have more productivity sometimes, or you're less stuck about something. I mean, there's sort of this, when you're really stuck, then progress is feeling less stuck than you were before, rather than like progress is making you feel like enthusiastic and fantastic, that may be a ways off, So it's, at first it's just your life sucks less. You feel less stuck. You're less angry at the world and yourself, and then, eventually you get to contentment. You feel okay, and that's a beautiful thing, because before it sucked and now it's okay, not great, but okay. And then, it's better levels of okay till you get to like really, really pleasant. So you're not there yet, but you have, of course, made progress. So maybe just try to keep that in context, and just, you can even, say, okay, well, like give this like a 10-point scale and this a 10-point scale. And so be like, okay, on the shittiness scale, is it from 1 to 10? Oh, I'm at an 8. I better unblock my grounding. I better get more into my legs. I better open up my heart chakra. Oh, now I'm at a 2 shittiness. So I'm a lot less shitty, feeling a lot less shitty. See what I'm saying? So sometimes it depends on how your brain works. That might annoy you to make a point scale, but sometimes that quantifies it a little better and you can intuitively read where you're at. But yeah, clairvoyance comes eventually. So, I mean, you're way more present than you used to be. So if you can't see much yet, I think you can see little things. You're just not calling it clairvoyance. You can see and sense when your grounding is blocked. You can see and sense, like if you were to unblock both of your shoulders right now, you could tell me which one's more blocked. You would doubt yourself instantly, but you could tell me. So I think you do have clairvoyance. It's just not as glorious and, full color as you feel it should be. But, just sensing little murkiness is still called clairvoyance, So, I don't know. You are making progress. It's just try to clear your expectations so you don't bum yourself out as you're making progress. Hope that makes sense. Someone says, healed myself. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm glad. Someone says, oh my goodness, just tuning in. I have been having communication struggles lately between yesterday and today. I forgot today's theme. Must be my blocks popping up to be cleared. Yeah, well, you got the healing, so don't worry. Yeah, you could, if you're going to work one thing, do that. The mental stability gold disc exercise. Mental stability gold disc, DISC. That's towards the end, maybe in the last half hour of the healing. I'll put timestamps and a detailed healing summary within the next day. Someone says, thanks for the healing, Janet. I was healing myself. Mental stability exercise felt really good. Can it also help with forgetting unpleasant memories or closing chapters of the past? Yes. Forgetting unpleasant memories or closing chapters of the past, yeah. You can redo that mental stability one over time because there'll be more cracks that you're ready to heal at different times. So you can keep redoing that. And then the last two things we did in the healing, the heal inner wounds and the energy flowers, that too. It's not so much about forgetting the negative things that happen. That's not exactly the goal. The goal is you clear the blocked energy and you heal the wounds and you nourish yourself. So then you have the wisdom of what you've been through, but not the trauma anymore. So you may think it's like forgetting, but because what you're thinking of as remembering is really old baggage being triggered, and you kind of go into a mini flashback. And so you're re-experiencing the trauma of the past, right? And so we definitely want that to stop, right? So and again, it's just keep getting more present, keep clearing the energy blocks, keep healing the inner wounds, keep nourishing with flower healing. So then you'll still remember what you've been through. You won't actually forget, but it won't be this sort of accidental flashback kind of a thing where you feel like you're re-experiencing it again and again. So I hope that makes sense. So yeah, you can keep redoing the mental stability exercise with the gold disc and the healing inner wounds and the flower healing that we did at the end. Hope that makes sense. So it says, I have had such anxiety for the last few days. I'm hoping this helps. Yeah, aura repair. Do more aura repair. Your aura is less damaged than it was, but it's like before you had this big giant gash. So you were missing maybe 60% of the back of your aura, and now you're only missing 20% of the back of your aura, but that's still a big deal. So you still have this big deep gash. It's just not as giant as it was. So keep, redo the aura repair part of the regular auras, the part that we did at first of aura repair. So sticky gold wax to clean it out, more repair, more sticky gold wax to clean it out, more repair until it fully grows back. And then, if you don't know about gold buffer zones, there's an 18-minute video that teaches those, and that's a nice little extra protection once you get your aura fully repaired. I link that video under all the live streams, but you can search Janet Wright gold buffer zones to find it. My hair's dyed colors, but it's me. I'm wearing this hoodie actually in that video. So yeah, you did also have chakra damage as well as aura damage, because the aura is supposed to protect the chakras. So when the aura gets too damaged, there's nothing there to protect the chakras as like buffers. So then if someone keeps throwing energy, now they're shattering your chakras. So you did have chakra damage as well as a lot of aura damage, but you have today, by following along, you repaired your chakras well. So your chakras are repaired now. Good job. But you got to finish the aura repair. You didn't finish the aura repair. Hope that makes sense. All right. I'm going to have to hurry up through these because otherwise there's no time for the separate live stream. So someone says, thanks for the healing. I was excited about the theme and I look forward to seeing what the effects will be in my work and personal relationships. Yes. And I look forward to your survey as well. Someone says, I do not have an X, but I do feel something on my back at the bottom of ribs, which I'm clearing regularly, and it still comes back. We're getting better at clearing it. IMO, thanks, Janet. Yeah, being tunnels. You can have being tunnels that are in a certain area of your body, and those allow various beings to come and go. So you clear a couple, and then more come. So just just get a sense of like tunnels that are, if there are any tunnels that they kind of feel a little bit like energy cords, but they're chubbier, and just have your angels recycle any being tunnels that are going into that area, and the beings that go with them. So the angels, please recycle any being tunnels coming into this area, as long as, in addition to recycle all the beings, and that should help the clearing be a little more permanent. Someone says, thanks for feedback on my mom. I was thinking the gold disc healing would help her. Yeah, it helped me too. It can help anybody. Thanks for the healing, Janet. I've been feeling a little less present this week, but not sure why. You had chakra damage to second and first chakra. Yeah. You had a time when you had some aura damage in the back, like around here, back left around second and first chakra, and you fixed the aura damage, but you didn't repair the chakras. It was damage that went real deep. And so the chakras shattered, and you had the damage in the aura, so you repaired the aura, but then your chakras were still damaged. So that looks to be fully repaired now. So you could just work a little extra the chakra fit in second and first chakras. Just keep on blocking just a little extra so that you can have an even nicer fit. Someone says, thanks for the healing, dear Janet. Always the perfect synchronicity. I have a problem taking and absorbing others' energy, especially distress diseases, so much that I wake up. It would be nice if, when somebody is in my space, if you posted your real life first name and last initial with an issue, because it's easier for me to look at you that way. It looks like you're usually not present in your lower chakras, 3, 2, and 1. Like on a good day, you're in 7, 6, 5, 4 these days, but not lower than that. So that's an issue. Your aura is fully repaired. Your grounding tends to block up a lot in the center and the back. So, and sometimes your grounding is fairly narrow, like as wide as your body only, not as wide as your whole aura. So make your grounding as wide as your whole aura and unblock the center and back more often. But then you can work on unblocking. I don't think your chakras are damaged, your lower chakras, but they're just too blocked, and so you're not present there. And so it's gonna just make you kind of less able to hold your boundaries better with other people. So I would say work your lower chakras, unblocking them more, and your grounding, on keeping it wide and unblocking it more. So hope that helps. Because the more you're here, the less there's room for other people. Also, the back of your aura does seem to be pretty compressed. You want the back of your aura to be as wide as the front of your aura. It's, you know, very wide and flowing. So the back of your aura just looks like, sort of like when a pillow gets all smushed, it's more compressed and you know, takes up less space. So you want to, you know, get that back of your aura nice and flowing and expanded. Because then there's more room for you. The more blocked energy there is, that's like a nice comfy couch for someone else to sit there. You know, so no more comfy couches for other people, right? So just lots of flowing, wide flow for you. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah, you're mentioning your first name. Thank you. Yeah, same thing though. I wouldn't change what I said. Somebody says, I rested throughout the healing. I feel more energetic and it helped hearing angels better. Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, I healed you. And so thanks for the feedback. Okay, great. So you guys are awesome. This concludes the healing live stream. Wait, someone says, yes, blockages are because of toxic people around me. Thanks. Well, I would say be careful of having a victim way of looking at things. You know, you have blockages in your aura, right? That's your job. Toxic people, meh. You know what I mean? Like, there are people around you They don't meditate, they're not Buddha, right? But that's life, right? You're not in a ashram with, you know, the Dalai Lama all day, right? You're just out among regular people that don't meditate, that don't know about chakras. They probably have massive chakra and aura damage. So I mean, okay, yeah, I get it that some people actually have malevolent intent as well, but just try to be careful about that toxic label because it tends to disempower you and make you think that these people have more control over your energy than they actually do. You know, you have control over how present and flowing you get through using technique, through being consistent. So the blockages are because of you, they're not because of them. Okay, these energy blocks, most of the time, these energy blocks are past life baggage or baggage from 20 years ago. And half of these toxic people that you're describing, you didn't know them then. You know what I mean? So you're an adult, you have the ability to heal and recharge. I understand I'm not trying to simplify, you know, make or mock you and your challenges, but just watch how you talk to yourself because you want to be able to validate that you are a strong and mighty eternal soul, and that you have the ability to heal and flow and let go. And by working your non-resistance, you can let go of a ton of energy blocks at once. And so it's just practicing technique, you know, so that you can have calm amidst and safety amidst other people who are not that balanced and not that safe within themselves. Do you see what I'm saying? So you're a strong and mighty eternal soul. Okay. So on that note, I'm going to wrap up this live stream, and I will actually be doing a Q&A live stream where anybody could post one question, either about a communication issue you have with yourself, with others, with your angels, or some other energy issue. And when you do, please post your first name and your last initial, unless it's already stated in your YouTube ID, because that helps me read people better. Okay, all right, so I'm going to take a break, and then the live stream will start maybe, 10 minutes from now. Okay, bye. You're awesome. Congratulations on working on your communication. And the next healing in this set, the final healing in this communication set, is